Baby Driver is the new stylistic action movie we've been waiting for in a long time. Or is it? I guess we're going to talk about it. So Baby Driver is Edgar Wright's newest film to come out in a couple years, I believe, since I think we last saw The World's End. You would probably know Edgar Wright for doing the trilogy with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. That includes Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. Edgar Wright is known to do a lot of really cool shots. For example, if you look at The World's End, when they have the coolest fight scenes at one of the bars, he perfectly knows how to do action. He knows how to go in with close-ups. He knows how to do great panning around the subject, and he knows how to set up a scene. So with Baby Driver, he has this bigger scale film with Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx, a bunch of really high-end actors, and he just kills it. We've seen Ansel Elgort in a few movies here and there already. You probably know him mostly from The Fault in Our Stars. He's also singing, and this is easily his breakout role. He's gonna fly to the top of tons of people's lists for great new roles. He was actually on the short list a while back to be Han Solo for the new anthology film, but it's kind of a good thing he passed or didn't get the role, because that film is going through a lot of major things right now. So Ansel Elgort, amazing as Baby. Lily James was great as Debbie. And the other actors, surprisingly, they didn't stick out to me very much. Kevin Spacey, you thought he would be typical Kevin Spacey, which he was, but his character also had a different dynamic to him in the end, so that was really cool. And the other character that I thought was the same and hasn't really changed the past few years in film is Jamie Foxx. He seems like he's the same character as he was in Horrible Bosses, and he just wants to be the comic relief, but he really didn't hit very hard, I don't think, in Baby Driver. The one person who stepped up his game from acting recently would be Jon Hamm. I haven't seen him in a film in a while. I think he was in Bridesmaids last. The only thing I know that he stands out in is Mad Men, his show, which everyone knows him from as Don Draper, but now seeing him in this role, he had a bigger role than I thought he would, which was cool, and he was badass. He was crazy. This is, so far, my favorite movie of the year. It's been close. Logan is a close too. I just think the way that this movie was done was really cool. My favorite scene wasn't even in a car, believe it or not. It's actually a cool chase scene that was going on foot with Baby, Ansel Elgort, and the cops and other people. So that scene was actually my favorite. Just the way that Edgar Wright directed everyone, and the shots were incredible. It just keeps going fast paced, and it was amazing. My all-time favorite Edgar Wright movie, if it comes to it, I don't know. It's close between Baby Driver and World's End. Everyone probably thinks, oh, why isn't Shaun of the Dead number one? It's easily. I actually think World's End is my favorite of the trilogy. Shaun of the Dead is really close, and I'm really not that big of a fan of Hot Fuzz, believe it or not, but yeah, Edgar Wright directed the shit out of this movie. It was amazing. The reason why it was so cool is because you thought it was like going to be a prototypical action movie and same kind of storyline tropes, which it did, but there was also things that just came out of nowhere, and you're like, what the fuck was that? Like, you didn't think about it, which was awesome. And I love when movies actually surprise you, because that's what it's supposed to be. We get all these trailers about films, and like for example, Spider-Man Homecoming, I've seen all these trailers and I feel like I've seen the whole movie, but that's good news that people were saying that it's a great movie and you haven't seen anything, so I'm excited. But that's the same exact case with Baby Driver. You've seen these couple of trailers and I'm like, oh, okay, it's a prototypical movie. But then it throws you off and you're just like, whoa, it's awesome. Total 180 on what you thought was going to happen. So that's where Edgar Wright and the actors succeed very well. I think you all should definitely go see this movie. Baby Driver was awesome. Very music heavy. The reason why it was so cool and everyone's been talking about it is because when we hear a score or soundtrack in a film, we're like, oh, okay, we know the music. But in this movie, every single song is what Baby actually hears in his ear with his earbuds. He has a medical condition because he was in an accident, so now he's a ringing in his ears, so he has the music constantly playing to drown out the ringing, but he's also really into music because his family was into music, which was cool. So it has a real meaning to him and his character, and the importance of that really drives home throughout the entire film, just from the opening credits alone, which I thought was a little cheesy, but it was still funny and cool. And everyone in my crowd, I had a full theater, and everyone was dying laughing and loved the beginning, so that was awesome. The actual car driving stunts were also amazing. Whoever was behind the wheel on that, good job. Ansel just killed it though. He made everything look so smooth, and Ansel and Lily James had a great dynamic. Their characters were just totally awesome together, and when the stakes are put there for what everything's going down, it really drives, and you're just like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, you didn't know it was gonna happen, because everything up to this point you thought was gonna go a certain way, and it does, but then there's crazy things that just come out of nowhere. So and you're like, I really don't know what's gonna happen. And where most movies take losses in this category is in the third act. They just go downhill and they're just like, oh yeah, I don't know how to finish this movie off. But Edgar Wright surprises us, and the third act is actually the best part of the movie, believe it or not. The action's insane, the story's awesome, and it just, like I said, there's tons of things that happen and you're just like, I didn't see that happening. So Edgar Wright, great job on this movie. I heard Sony is plotting and wants to make a Baby Driver 2. I personally hope they don't, because I don't think it will ruin this film in a way, because this film's already so great, but I don't think that the story really needs more to be told. Sony just wants to make more money, so we'll see if Edgar Wright and Sony go ahead and do that. And yeah, guys, go see Baby Driver. Great movie. I'm gonna say out of a 10, I'm gonna give this an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just the best time I've had at the movies this year so far, and this week I'm gonna be seeing Spider-Man Homecoming, so we'll see if that takes the #1 spot for me this year. Baby Driver, Spider-Man Homecoming are probably going to be close, and I'm pretty sure Logan, Baby Driver, and Spider-Man Homecoming will all be in my top 10 at the end of this year. But yeah, guys, go check out Baby Driver, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.